Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. You're never gonna guess what time it is. Who wants to guess what time it is? Okay, now you gotta put your answers in before I say it. So pause it and put your answers in. Who can guess what time it is? We're gonna do a time and temperature check real early. That's your hint. It's real early. It's really early for me. The time right now, did you get your answers in the comment section? Okay, the time right now is 9:56 a.m. This might be the earliest vlog I have filmed in probably, I don't know, 5 years. This is like the earliest vlog I've filmed in 5 years. It is 95.6. It's 9:56 a.m. And let's see what the temperature is. Honestly, it's like lightly raining, and it is very, very overcast and cloudy today, and it's a little windy. But it doesn't, like, I have shorts on with this coat. It doesn't seem super, super cold. It's 55 degrees outside. So it's like, if this was April, I'd be like, oh my God, it's 55 degrees. It's gonna be so nice. But you know when it starts getting colder and you're like, it's 55 degrees, it's so cold. It's 55 degrees, and are we supposed to get any heavy rain this morning at all? No, it just says cloudy and then sunny this afternoon. So today, the cloudy skies this morning will become partly cloudy this afternoon. We're supposed to have a freeze warning tonight. And then tomorrow it's 60. Today, high is 65. Tomorrow, high of 60. But there's a freeze warning for tonight. So tonight, I have to put the ferns inside. I was going to do that yesterday and I didn't do it. So tonight, I have to put the ferns, or today, I have to put the ferns inside. Because Sunday, it's going to be 41. And Monday, it's going to be 37. And that is absolutely too cold for them. So, oh, and look. A leaf just blew up here. Oh, all kinds of leaves are blowing all over the place. So, I was sitting outside reading my Kindle. I didn't even have my contacts on. These are my glasses that I wear. I don't ever like wear my glasses on video, but these are my glasses. So, I was sitting out here. Alex was in a meeting. You're gonna start hearing them pounding. So they're here putting the patio door in. They got out here. They were supposed to show up sometime between like 8 and 10. And they showed up here about 9:30. They just started about 5 minutes ago. They were carrying all this stuff around the side. I like met with the guy. Alex was in his meeting, his Zoom meeting, in like the corner of the living room. And so we had our alarm set for like 7:45. And because we're like, they're probably gonna show up here like right at 8 o'clock. And so we had our alarm set for 7:45, 7:50, 8 o'clock. And so then the alarms kept on getting up. Alex, like, he would run to the window and be like, I think I heard a truck. It was like Christmas morning. It was hilarious. So he'd like get up out of bed. He'd like shuffle to the window and he'd be like, I think I hear a truck. And then, but there'd be like, no, he'd be like, it's just, well, we got 2 deliveries this morning. So one, our cameras went off and that was 2 of the deliveries. But then he'd be like, I think I hear a truck. And then we'd be laying there and then like 5 minutes later, I'd be like, I think I hear a truck. And I would get up and I would look out the window and there was no truck there. So finally they show up at like 9:30. They're super, super nice. It's 3 of them. It's 2 guys and this woman, and they're really, really nice. She was hilarious because Alex like has it like dark in there. So they're kind of like, they're working outside and inside, but like right in the patio doors. And so Alex was like in the corner where he keeps it all dark when he does his Zoom. He's so professional. He has like the ring light. I don't even use a ring light anymore. He has like the ring light on. He has this little table set up in the corner by the bookcase. You can see it like when I vlog inside. He has it all set up over there. So he usually keeps it dark because of the ring light. So he's like in his Zoom meeting. He's got his AirPods on and stuff like that. And so I'm like showing the guy around. And I'm like, he's like, where can I bring the stuff? And so I'm like showing him how to go around the side. And he's introducing me to them and all that kind of stuff. And they're like super, super nice. And so she's like standing like by an entryway. And she goes, do y'all have some lights in here? I'm like, oh yeah. Alex was like, I'm so sorry. He had just gotten off his meeting. So, like we like turned on all the lights. I can already see right now, like one of them parked their truck like right at the end of my neighbor's driveway, and I know when he goes to leave, he's gonna come over here and he's gonna be like, "Can they move their truck?" I'll be like, so I like I thought he was going to ask me something. One of the guys was like walking the truck. They have like a big truck in our driveway, and then one of the trucks is parked out here, but like it's parked. I think he parked so that it's not in front of the mailbox. And so I was like, you might want to move your truck, because when the guy comes, anyway. So, but I asked him, I said, how long do you think that this will take today? And he was like, because I said that they said that you guys would be out here all day. And he goes, probably we'll be out here till about at least 5 o'clock. And I was like, okay. I said, how loud will it be? And he goes, it'll probably be pretty loud at times. He was like, do you work from home? And I said, yeah. I said, but I can just take the day off if you know, or I can like do some stuff outside. And he was like, okay. He's like, that's fine. He's like, yeah, just let us know if it gets too loud. And I was like, well, there's not really anything he's like, there's not really anything we can do about it. No, it's going to get pretty loud. And he like walked me through the whole thing. He's like, we're going to take the whole panel out, and then we have to do all this kind of stuff. And then we put like the new one in. We have to make sure that there's not like any rotting under the wood. That's what we're like fingers crossed for. So anyway, so I was like, this is pretty constant all day long, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, we take like an hour in the middle of the day. And I was like showing him where the bathroom is and stuff like that. And I was like, if you guys want any coffee or anything, I can make you guys some coffee. He's like, oh, I really appreciate it. They're super, super nice. And so I was like, but it's pretty constant all day long. He's like, yeah. So I was like, I think I'm just going to take the day. Alex had his meeting already. I was like, I think I'm just going to take the day. I mean, unless they would get done early, and then I will film some this afternoon. But my plan right now, as of 10 o'clock in the morning, is that I'm just filming my vlog. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to take the day. And I'm like, a bunch of people, because I'm sitting out here reading, are already walking. And it's like, I'm getting in my head. I'm like, oh, this is like, it's kind of like a perfect day to listen to the Thursday Murder Club while I'm walking. I won't listen to music. I'll just listen to my audiobook today. I was like, I can put on some warm clothes. I can walk, take a nap. Because I was like, do you guys need us down here? And he was like, no, not at all. And so, I was like, this is like a perfect day to like, you know, like take a walk, take a nap, and then like read and stuff like that. The dogs are being really, really good about it. Walter had kind of a stressful night last night. I'll explain this in just a second. And so, before they had like come and stuff like that, I like got the dogs outside, got them all settled and whatever. So they're doing okay. They were crying a little bit at first, and then I was like, and they were totally fine. Because when they were like walking around the side, both of my neighbors' dogs were like running around the backyard, and I was like, do you want me to see if they can put him up? He's like, can you have, because we have like a gate, you know, that like comes into our patio. And so he was like, can you see if they'll just like put them up just while we're bringing stuff back here? And I was like, yeah, they're big dogs. I think that they were, I think he was kind of afraid. He's like walking right there. I think he was kind of afraid of her dog. So anyway, I texted Laura. I was like, can you put her up just real quick? She's like, oh yeah, fine. And I said, I'm really sorry. I meant to text you yesterday. And she's like, I've had the guys working on my patio for 2 weeks. She's like, you have nothing to apologize for. So anyway,
Can I use that outlet?
yeah, hold on just a second. Yeah, I'm not sure if it, okay, I'm back. So they had to charge their batteries, and when, it was funny because I was going to talk about this anyway, somebody was saying something about, oh, I think it was, who was it? I think it was Kayla that said I should get a mug warmer for out here and plug it into the extension. So we have an extension right behind here, but it hasn't been working. And I think like when they came to paint, he was telling me, he was like, there might have gotten some water in there or something when they painted. He said he sometimes sees that. So anyway, in their truck, they have like battery chargers, but they need to plug it in. So I was like, he was like over there and I was over here, and I was like, is it working? He's like, no. And so I was like switching it, and he was like, it's still not working. We were both laughing. So anyway, so I was like, well, let me open the garage, because we have, you know, like, what do you call it? The chargers, but I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? Anyway, plug-ins, I'm talking about, in the garage. And so I opened the garage, and then, anyway, we got it all figured out. So he's super nice, but he was like asking me like what year the house was built and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, it's like old, like 1980 or whatever. And he was like, but the wiring like works everywhere else. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, it's just this extension. And I said, even before they painted it, sometimes it would work and sometimes it wouldn't. He's like, yeah. He's like, probably just some like, you know, water got in there or something. He's like, you might have somebody come out here and look at it. So they have got the frame built so far. And I was asking him, I was like, how's it look? He's like, we've got the frame built. He's like, we're starting to get like the old door out right now. So that's what they're doing. And, but anyway, so we got that plugged in. The batteries are charging, and he was drinking his Monster, and he and I were out there. I had my coffee, because I was like carrying my coffee around while I was like opening the garage door and stuff. So I was drinking my coffee, and he was drinking his Monster. I was like going in and out, and Alex was like, what's going on? I was like, I'm trying to like figure out this like plug situation. So anyway, Alex was laughing. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Walter had, I don't even remember what I was talking about before all this happened. Walter kind of had a little bit of a stressful night last night. I'll get to that in a second, but they're doing really, really good. I was kind of worried. I thought, I was like, I think I'm like really worried they're gonna kind of like cry the whole time and stuff like that. But they've been really good. They've been really like friendly to them working and stuff like that. And so anyway, so today, was this what I was talking about? My plans for the day. So my plans for the day is that I was like, you can tell it's like, you can hear that, right? Well, that's out here. I mean, I could film out here, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to do like a drama of it. I mean, I could, but I was just like, you know, this is an excuse just to like read and stuff and whatever today. And then when I get done vlogging, because obviously I'm vlogging early. So when I get done vlogging and then I get the vlog rendered, I'm gonna like, I think Alex is gonna lay down with the dogs for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go for my walk early today, and then we'll probably just like lay in bed and watch some movies and stuff this afternoon. I'm like kind of real excited about it. So anyway, I was sitting out here. I thought my plan was to like, I kind of like, when he came out here and he was kind of like running me through it and stuff like that, and I was asking him like, how loud is it gonna be and all that kind of stuff, and he's like, from time to time it's gonna be pretty loud. And I said, okay. At that point, I had kind of already decided. I was like, well, I'll just vlog and then I won't do any other videos today. And I was like, my plan was kind of to like, in all honesty, I was like, once, like Alex had all this stuff put away and whatever, I was gonna like go back to bed with the dogs and whatever for a couple hours. But honestly, like, and I did not I'm like going on like 2 hours of sleep right now. I got like hardly any sleep last night. I'm not really super tired. So I made a cup of coffee. I was like, is that my husband cooking in the kitchen? It sounds like my husband cooking in the kitchen. So I made a cup of coffee, and I hadn't even put in my contacts yet, which is why I took my glasses off. I'm not a good glass wearer, because I wear my contacts so much. So when I got up this morning to like, you know, when I take the dogs out in the morning and I bring them to bed and stuff, like after Alex leaves, I put my glasses on. I don't like go in and put my contacts. I don't put my contacts in until I'm like up for the day. And so I was wearing my glasses around. But the reason why I don't like to wear my glasses is, okay, so with my contacts in, this makes sense to people that have to do this. With my contacts in, I know it makes sense probably to everybody, except for me, in my head it doesn't work. Okay, with my contacts in, it corrects my vision, right? Which is why then I have to wear reading glasses, or I can't read. But without contacts in, I can read up close, because I'm nearsighted, right? So like reading my Kindle, if I have my glasses on, I can see, I have my contacts in right now, so when I put my glasses on, everything's blurry. But if I put my glasses on, then like, if I don't have my this is so stupid. If I don't have my contacts in, I put my glasses on, I can see things far away, but I can't read up close. So I have to take my glasses off to read up close. I rarely ever wear my glasses unless it's like right when I get up or late at night and I've taken my contacts out. I very rarely ever wear my glasses. I don't just wear them out and about. I guess I should. I think they're cute. I saw these on a guy in the Ray-Bans. I saw these on a guy in Vegas, and I was like, and he was in the pool and he had them on. And I was like, I've got to get those glasses, and so I got them. They're really super comfortable, and I really like them. I'm just not a big glasses wearer. I used to be back in the day. I used to wear glasses every day and not contacts years ago. But I'm so used to, like, when I'm sitting here and I'm like, break out my phone to read or whatever, I'm so used to putting on my reading glasses that it's the opposite, right? Like, it's the opposite of, like, taking my glasses off to read instead. So it's bizarre to me. So anyway, I made a cup of coffee and I came out here and I was like, I'm gonna read my chapter in I bought a Haunted Thanksgiving Table book for today. The chapters are really, really short. So if you're wanting to do the November Advent Calendar book that I announced on my, Nikki and I were talking about the Advent Calendar books. We came up with a decision last night for the Christmas read-along. So for the November book, I found, if you guys didn't hear me talk about this, I found a Thanksgiving Advent Calendar book, and it's called I Bought a Haunted Thanksgiving Table. I have it right here. We'll see who it's by. Hold on a second. It's by Sam Whitaker. I am 24% into the book. So anyway, I announced it on my BookTube channel that I was reading it. A couple other people are like reading it too. I was kind of surprised. I feel like more people are reading this than read the Halloween one. So anyway, I was like, okay, well, the chapters are real short, and like Nikki listens to it on the, however, like the Kindle like translates. It's not necessarily audible. She said it's like a computerized voice. So she knows how long the chapters are minute-wise. So like last night I said, how long is the chapter? And she said 3 minutes. The chapters are really, really short. Like the Per Jacobson chapters in the 25 Days book probably took 10 or 15 minutes to read. In this book, it takes like 2 to 3 minutes to read a chapter. They're really, really short. In fact, I sat out here and I made my coffee to read the chapter, and I was literally done in less than 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, there was my exciting day of reading. So I was like, well, I'm going to read some other stuff. And so I was like, I had my Kindle out here already, and I had my cup of coffee, so I was like, I'm going to read some other stuff while I'm sitting out here. So you guys want to know what I'm reading in my Kindle right now? Okay. So I'm reading this book. Well, I'm reading, I bought a haunted Thanksgiving table. For those of you that are reading it as well, I like it so far. It's funny because I like that the chapters are short because they're real easy to get through, but not a lot happens. Like, really nothing happens in a chapter. Like this chapter that I read, this won't ruin it for anybody that hasn't read it. This chapter that I read, so the book is about this couple, and the woman's an influencer. They don't really, like, they describe what kind of, I don't really know if she does, like, Instagram or YouTube videos. They explain it at the beginning, but it doesn't really make any sense. She does, like, table settings. And, like, I don't know, like, holiday spreads and things like that. And she takes pictures of it, I guess, for Instagram, but then she also does YouTube videos. I don't really understand what she does. And it's like she invites people over for, like, Thanksgiving dinner, and then they have, like, like, all these posed shots and B-roll. So her husband... None of these people in these books ever work. First of all, none of them ever work. So his job, she must make a lot of money because they live in a big country, like a big farmhouse out in the country. So his job is that he's basically her videographer and her assistant. So she must be like a huge influencer for them to live in this farmhouse out in the country, and that he just is her videographer. So anyway, can you tell if this is distracting me? Like, I mean, obviously they have to do it, but I can't have a lot of things going on at the same time, so I'm hoping it's not distracting you, but it's going to be like this all day long. So if I don't do it now, it's probably just going to get louder later. But anyway, so she's an influencer, so she buys this Thanksgiving table, and, well, it's not a Thanksgiving, they just buy this table, because it's the perfect table for her Thanksgiving photo shoots that she's gonna do, which I didn't really understand at first when I read it, because I was like, what do you mean it's like the perfect, it's something about this table is like just perfect for these photo shoots for Thanksgiving. I didn't realize that content creators did so much around Thanksgiving, but apparently they do. I didn't know that though. But anyway, so they buy this table. He doesn't want to buy this table, and then he has like some connection to this table. Like, it's like every time he looks at the table, it's like he like has these memories of something to do with the table, but he doesn't really understand what they mean. But anyway, all this weird stuff happens around the table. But like the chapters are really, really short. Nothing really happens in the chapters. But I will say this, more happens in the chapters in this book in 3 minutes than happened in the 31st Trick or Treater in those chapters that took you 20 minutes to read. So, but anyway, okay, I'm reading that, and then I saw this book on the Psychological Book Club, and it's by Lake Pierce, and it's called Outside the Room, and it's like book 1. I think you can go in and you can look at like the information, right? See in store. Oh, it's Outside the Room, an Isla Rivers FBI suspense thriller, book 1 by Blake Pierce. I like it. I mean, it's real short. It's like 174 pages. I don't think it's like the best book I've ever read, but it's about this woman, and she's from Miami, and she's an FBI agent, and she has this like assignment that goes bad. And so she ends up getting kind of like demoted she says she's demoted, but then once she gets there, it doesn't feel like a demotion, to Duluth, Minnesota, and it's on Lake Superior. And she's like, there's not going to be any crime here, like, what am I going to do? And, like, she finds out that, like, Lake Superior is one of the biggest ports, like, freshwater ports in the world. And so there's, like, all these storage carriers and stuff coming in. But before that, the whole book, the preface starts with this guy at this, like, big warehouse on the lake, and he gets put in a storage unit and is like killed. So that's what the murder is going to be about, and it's book 1. So it's like the book starts. I love any book that takes place during a rainstorm, a snowstorm, a blizzard. I love any storm, any book that takes place during a storm. Right now in this book, it's like a massive snowstorm is coming through Duluth, Minnesota. So it's really like, and it's actually as, I mean, there are so many of these books. These books are like a dime a dozen on Kindle Unlimited, but I'm like, I'm getting my money's worth. I don't think it's poorly written at all. I like the character development so far. I mean, I'm only a couple chapters in, and you already know a lot about her. So, I like this book. It's called Outside the Room. And it's, like I said, I think there's like 12 books in the series or something like that, and they all take place, I think, in Minnesota. And she's like an FBI agent on Lake Superior. It kind of, to be honest with you, one of the reasons why I started reading it and it kind of appealed to me was when I read the I don't know, maybe I can pull up hold on a second. Oh, no, I just went into the book. I'm still kind of learning to navigate my Kindle. Okay, you have to hold it down. Okay, see in store. When I read the synopsis for it, it kind of reminded me of Shetland a little bit. Okay. Read more. How many books are there? There's 12, and it's the Isla Rivers FBI suspense thriller. Outside the Room is the first book in a long-anticipated new series by #1 bestseller in USA Today bestselling author Blake Pierce, whose bestseller, Once Gone, a free download, has received over 7,000 5-star ratings and reviews. Oh, maybe I should read that one. The Isla River series is a riveting mystery series brimming with suspenseful cat-and-mouse dynamics. The synopsis is written worse than the book. The book's not, it's pretty well written. Cat-and-mouse dynamics and unexpected turns that will send shivers down your spine. Its enthralling female lead will capture your... Where did I read something about a storm? I feel like that's not the synopsis I read. But anyway, then I just started this book called Neighborhood Watch after the EVP. It's one of those apocalyptic books. And it's by somebody Isherwood. Hold on a second. Gotta hold it down to read the synopsis. Read recap. No. See in store. Okay, this is book 1 in a series 2, but it's not pulling up. Why is it not pulling up? I'm not that far in it at all. He's like... did I start it already? Yeah. He just retired. He's 51. See in store. It's not pulling up. Oh, here it comes. Okay. It's book 1 of 10. A retired man's dreams are stolen by an EMP. Electromagnetic pulse. Okay, that's like nuclear war kind of stuff. And he must rally his unprepared neighbors to survive in a chaotic world. 1 second was all it took to erase Frank's dreams. New home, new car. He has got a Corvette. New retirement. Stolen by the EMP. It gets worse. Frank's neighbors failed to prepare at all, so it falls on him to keep them alive. He starts easy. Stockpile food, water, and guns. Disaster lessons. He picked up reading books about the end of the world. Like me, see? That's why I got my go bag, which has nothing in it yet. But after the EMP, keeping people safe gets complicated. He has to rally the neighborhood before the streets turn to chaos. 10 books. But, like, when you go online, it says that there's only, like, 1 or 2. Why does it say read now for buy for $9.99? No, it's on Kindle Unlimited. I already have it. And then I'm reading... What's the other one I'm reading? Oh, Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo. Love that book so much. And then the other ones I have on here, but I haven't started yet, are Fault Lines, Upheaval by Harley Tate. That's another End of the World book. Broken, Stacey Upton and Mike Krause. That's another End of the World book. The Visitor by Chrissy Webb. Okay, Chrissy Webb's books, they're always like some house or cabin in the woods in a snowstorm. But they always like, when you look at them, they always, they're always talking about I'm like real skeptical about the books they talk about in the Psychological Book Club on Facebook, because some of them turn out to be real crap. But they talk about her books on there a lot, and they're all on KU, Kindle Unlimited. Okay, and then, hold on a second. The Quiet Hideaway by William Stone. Is that a thriller, or is that a end of the world book? I think it's the end of the world book. Hold on a second. Oh, it is an EMP post-apocalyptic. How many books are there in the series? An EMP post-apocalypse prepper survivor thriller. After an EMP strike disables a nation, Captain Megan Prescott journeys alone to a prepper homestead where her daughter might be safe. No one believed her. Then it goes on this whole long description. I love those books. I am so obsessed. Oh shoot. I keep on opening this damn Christmas book called Holly's Christmas Inn, where there's always room. It's a romance. I gotta stop downloading the books in the Kindle. It's the true story of the nature. Okay. Ever since Nikki and I read those Life as We Knew It books by Susan Beth Pfeffer, I wish I could, I'm not a big rereader, but I wish I could go back and hadn't read those books and read them from the beginning again. Those books are so good. They are so good. Nikki and I were talking about those books every night. Those books were so good. Why can't I remember that gal's name, though? I can't remember any of it. So, if you remember me talking about those books, Life as We Knew It was about this moon event that happened. And they came out years ago. They're young adult books, but they don't read as young adult books. I don't know, they're really, really good. These three ladies are walking down the street, and they're the coffee ladies, you know? But anyway, ladies. But there's this moon event, okay? And an asteroid hits the moon and pushes it closer to Earth, okay? And so it's right there. And so it causes volcanoes, it causes earthquakes, it causes all kinds of world disruption, okay? And so there's ash from volcanoes that came out of the earth in Pennsylvania and Illinois that people didn't even know volcanoes were there and stuff like that. The moon does all this kind of crazy stuff. It sounds like it wouldn't make any sense, but in the context of the book, it makes total sense. And so the first book is about this gal, and her mom and dad are divorced. And so her dad lives, it does take place in Pennsylvania. Her dad lives in another city with her stepmom, and she's got an older brother and a younger brother. I talk so much about this book, I'll just give you the short synopsis of it. But it's her journal, the first year of dealing with the moon thing. And they're running out of food, and people are dying, and close people to her. It's riveting to read. It is really, really good book. And so, oh, look at that. Bye. That thing looks rotted. They got the door out. They have it up against here. But anyway, so what was I saying? Life as We Knew It. So it's the first year of her life, in journal entries and stuff like that. And the second one, when I was reading it, I didn't love how they did this, because I can't remember what her name is in the story. Why can I not think what her name is? God, I was so into those books. I could have read 20 of those books in a series. The last one's not good, but I was still into it. So the second one, though, it skips to this kid in New York City. And it's his story. From the exact same time that the first one happens, but it's his story. And it's not done in journal form. And I think I was hesitant to go into it. Smasherella cut it up one time, has this leaf hanging in her over here, and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, I think I was hesitant to read the second one, because number one, it was a completely different main character, and number two, it wasn't in journal form, which I absolutely love that it was in journal form. And so that was kind of hard for me to read. But what I loved about it was I ended up loving the character in the second book. Oh, his name was Alex, my husband. So that was a completely different point of view. his family was like Puerto Rican, and his dad was in Puerto Rico visiting like family, and it brought in like, so Susan Beth Pfeffer is not like a religious writer, not that it would matter, but it did bring up a lot like in the books of like people would question like God's intention of like why this is happening, and more so in the second book, because Alex and his sisters, like his sister wanted to be a nun, and they like went to Catholic school and stuff like that. So it brought up like different kinds of religiosities. It was really, really interesting. And then the third one, it brings the girl from the first one, why can't I remember her name, and Alex together in the third one. And then the fourth one it's kind of a mess. But anyway, if anybody's going to read them, I don't want to ruin them for them. But they are, I mean, I'm glad I read the fourth one. But the fourth one just like, we could have gone without the fourth one. It could have just ended on the third one. The fourth one's so bizarre. But, I'm wondering if my neighbor, he's going to come over here. I can see the garage door's up. They're going to, I don't know if they can get out. I might have to. He'll walk over here, or she will, and ask me if they can move their truck. His truck lights just went on. Hold on a second. I'll be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. She said that they didn't need to. She got out. She pulled her car out. I was like, do you need me to have them move it? She was like, no, we're good. So anyway, something's going on down there. I was like, what is that sound? It was my phone rattling on this old table. Anyway, yeah, the last book in that series didn't need to happen. But that series alone got me so started on reading these, like, apocalyptic books. And I think at that time, I had read a lot of zombie books before that. It's starting to get really cold. I'm kind of like, do I need my blanket? But I don't want to keep on stopping this vlog 50 times. I had read a lot of zombie books before that. Maybe that was how, I can't remember who recommended it to me, but somebody recommended to me those Kyla Stone books. That's what really got me on the, like, apocalyptic books. Because the Moon one, I think maybe I was talking about the Moon one and somebody recommended the Kyla Stone books to me. I don't remember how it happened, but originally I loved reading zombie books. Like, I love anything zombie. I love any zombie movies. People keep on reaching out to me and asking me to try iZombie. I will try iZombie. I have so many shows to watch right now. In fact, Alex asked me last night, he's like, do you want to watch that new Kim Kardashian show or whatever? I think it's Ryan Murphy produced. It's called, I think Sarah Paulson's in it, and so I was like, Niecy Nash, I think, is in it. It was supposed to be really, really good, but it's getting horrible ratings. I was like, no, you can watch that. I've got enough things to watch right now. Like, I don't need to add that to my list. And if it's bad, then I'll feel like I need to watch it, you know? But anyway, so I'm not going to watch that. He's going to watch that. He's finishing, I thought he finished that Dexter show, but last night he said he didn't. So anyway, yeah, like, I've always loved, like, zombie stuff. Like, The Walking Dead, you know what, like, 2 years ago, I finished that. I watched that all the way through. From the season I had stopped at, like, season 8, I finished that. Finished Fear the Walking Dead. Watched season 1 of Daryl Dixon. I have season 2 still to watch. Or do I have season 3? Is it season 3 that's out? It's season 3 that just came out, right? And then I have season 2 of Dead City. I watched the other one with, anyway, I watched all the Walking Dead stuff except for the one with the kids, the teenagers. I had a really hard time getting into that one. I can't remember what that's called. But anyway, the Rhiannon Frater books, As the World Dies, I've talked about those over here. I love anything zombie. World War Z, I love anything zombie. I have for years. But really, to be honest with you, what I really love about the zombie books and movies and stuff like that and TV shows is really not the zombies. It's really like the rebuilding of the world and the relationships after the world ends. That's really what's interesting to me. So then when I started reading this Moon book, I think that's when, it's like on the tip of my tongue who recommended it to me. I know you're going to sound off in the comment section below. Well, thank you anyway, because I love these books. But somebody recommended the Kyla Stone books to me, the Edge of Collapse books. And so I read the prequel, and then I read book 1, and then now I'm reading the Nuclear Dawn series, which takes place in Miami, and I love those. But I love any of these apocalyptic books. But it's really not, to be honest with you, it's not about, like, the apocalypse so much. I mean, it is more in the apocalypse versus, like, the zombie books. Yep. Do I, like, ask myself, like, what would you do in this situation? Like, as I'm reading it, like, with the Life as You Know It books, too, like, with the Moon event, I would read it, like, when they went to the grocery store, like at the beginning of the book, like the mom is like, so no computers and stuff are working, no electricity. And so like day one, the mom is smart enough. She's like, we need to go to the grocery store. Well, what they're telling people, the grocery store, because they can't take credit cards or anything, is I think it's $50 or $100. I think it's $100 a grocery cart. And so she gives each of her kids a grocery cart and like pays $100. And she's like, she sends like the daughter down like the aisle and she's like, get all the bandages, all the Band-Aids, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get all this. You get cat food for the cat or dog food. I think they have a cat. Anyway, and so she's like telling each person like what to do. Like, and I think that way. Like I do. Like I don't know if anybody else does, but do you think that way? It's like when I'm like, hey, how are you?
Fine.
Good to see you.
How are you?
Good, good. But I think that way, like, when I'm, like, when I read these books, and then I'm, like, out, I'll be like, okay, if right now, like, an EMP, like, what would I do? You know what I mean? But anyway, oh, look, there's that bird nest I was looking for. You can see it now. I put Smasherella back up there. I just felt bad having her down there. I just did. And it was like, anyway, I just felt bad having her down there. So I put Smasherella back up there. But I'm going to water her today, and then I'm going to water them all today, and I'm going to take them inside. I made a list last night of all this stuff that I'm going to do this weekend. I got a lot of reading to do this weekend. I was like, okay, finish at least one audiobook. Finish at least one physical copy book. I'm going to start putting my clothes up. Oh, Nikki texted me. I'm going to start, where's my list for this weekend? Things to do this weekend. Walk every day. Finish one audiobook. Finish one written book. Start on clothes and closet. I've already kind of started on it. Finish cleaning the bathroom. Water and bring in ferns. Buy candles. I need to buy Christmas candles. And get a weighted vest. Y'all think I need to get a weighted vest? I need to talk to Laura about that. Laura has a weighted vest. I don't know what I think about it. I think it would like probably just like up my walks, but I don't know. When I see people wearing them, I think like she looks fine in hers, but sometimes I see people and they're like this and they're weighted vests and their weights on. I think this just looks cheesy. I just don't know that I want to be about all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know I shouldn't care. Like, I know I should not care about that, right? Like, that is not what it's about. But I just think it's kind of a little cheesy. I don't know. Laura doesn't look bad. Hers doesn't really look like a weighted vest. I don't really know how to explain how Laura's looks. Hers kind of looks like just like a jacket. It's kind of how hers looks. But some people that I see them in and stuff like that, like, I don't know. But anyway, so I love the apocalyptic books, though. I just, like, I can't get enough of them. And so whenever I, like, and the thing is, like, on Amazon, if you, like, okay, like, if you download one on Kindle Unlimited, then it, like, recommends 10, and I, like, go into each one, and what's so funny about them, right, is, like, you'll, like the synopsis, if anybody out there reads these apocalyptic books, you'll know what I'm talking about, okay? Like, it'll say, like, one of them, and it'll be, like, Unforgotten Landscape. Book 1 of 10, EMP. An EMP is an electromagnetic pulse, okay? And it's like, it's interesting because I read about it years and years and years ago in that Robert or Richard Fortune book, like 1 Second After. It's like, they say that's what would really happen if there was like war today, that it wouldn't necessarily be like nuclear bombs. It could be, but it wouldn't necessarily be that way. That like what they could do is like send an electronic magnetic pulse. And then what would happen is it would take out everything that was battery operated or electric. And so like your car wouldn't work, you'd have no electricity, like pacemakers wouldn't work, or refrigerator. I mean, you wouldn't have any electricity, any battery operated anything. It was that book when it came out years ago. Like somebody on the Senate floor said this was like the most realistic thing. Well, since that book, a million of these EMP books have come out. Like now they're a dime a dozen, right? But, like, when you read them, what did I call it? Forgotten Landscape or something? Okay, it'll be like Forgotten Landscape, an EMP apocalypse book series, book 1 through 10. And when you read the synopsis for it, it'll say, like, Joe Smith. They're always ex-military, too. Okay, like, I don't know why, but they're always ex-military. I think it's because a lot of these are written by like these guys that I think they're kind of just like obsessed with this whole kind of world. I don't know. But anyway, most of the main characters are some kind of like ex-military guy in it. And so to be like ex-military, and they're not just like they did their term in the army, okay? It's always like, you know, triple purple heart, you know, saved 2,000 lives after his 15th tour of duty in the Marines or whatever, Joe Smith. It's always like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Joe Smith just wants to see his daughter one last time, you know, in Ohio. But he's in Texas when an EMP hits. And so then it'll be like, Joe, after the EMP hits, like, travels home on a bicycle and with a rifle to Ohio for one last encounter with his daughter. And it takes $10 to get him there, right? Okay, and then you'll be like, oh my God, that sounds so good, on a bicycle? I've got to read this on a bicycle, right? And then, but then, like, you, like, go to buy it on Kindle Unlimited. I mean, I have so many of these. I have, like, 10 series, like, in the garage in boxes that I bought, like, the paperback series of it. But then you'll go to the next one, and it'll say, like, Judy Smith, Navy SEAL, awarded Congressional Medal of Honor. It'll say, is in North Carolina when the EMP hits. It's her dream to see her long-lost love from high school one last time, but he lives in Colorado. With a horse and a Beretta, will she make it? And you're like, oh my God, a horse? I gotta find out. And it takes $10 for her to get to Colorado, you know? It's basically the same story written over and over and over again. People stockpiling food. People, like, I always think about it in this neighborhood, no true story, because we're a gated, you know, neighborhood. So I'm like, if a zombie apocalypse happened, because they, like, do this in the zombie Fallout book. They, like, put this RV and this bus in front of the gates so that no zombies can get into the gates. I'm like, that is totally what, because zombies don't swim in lakes either, you know? So I'm like, that's all we would have to, I got it all figured out for this neighborhood, okay? Like, we'd be stockpiling food. We'd have to find somebody that had an RV, but we'd have the RV in front of the gate so no zombies. I got it all figured out. No, I do, though, true story. But anyway, but I think that's kind of why I like reading the books, because in my head, I'm always like, because it's like late at night, you know? What is my husband in there doing? What's he doing, dishes or something? I did the dishes yesterday. Anyway, I'm always like late at night and the dogs are laying down next to me and I'm like, okay, this is what we would do. And I'm like, but I mean, now, like, it used to be like, you know, when I would watch the zombie shows, it'd be like Boo and Tucker and Pee-Pee would be like figured into the scenario. But now it's like Walter and Otis. I'm like, okay, I'd have my go bag. Dog food always is, you know, in there. That's why I always buy 2 bags of dog food so that, like, I have for my go bag. You can't let your dog starve in a zombie apocalypse or an EMP. If you've never read these books, though, I'm telling you, you'd be obsessed. But if you're going to start, I really think, like, a light entry into it is the Life as We Know It books. The 4th one sucks, though. It's really bad. I don't know why she didn't just stop at the 3rd one. I mean, it's not... The thing is, even with the 4th one, it's not conclusive. Like, I mean, it doesn't end on a cliffhanger. Each of them are conclusive. But, like... You don't even really find out. Like, she should have written book 5 and closed it all down, is what I kind of think. But anyway. But that's kind of like a light entry into these end of the world books. I don't know. I just love the end of the world books and TV shows and movies and stuff like that. So if you have any recommendations, put them in the comment section below. I think Kyla Stone, I don't know why. She writes, whoever recommended it. It was a couple people, but one person at first recommended it to me. Her character development is fantastic. I mean, it's so good. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So when I get done vlogging today, I'm like wide awake. How am I wide awake on like 2 hours of sleep? I have no idea. And I don't feel like falsely wide awake. You know, like when you're like so tired you're awake. I don't feel like that. Like, and I hardly drank any of this coffee. I feel rested. Is that not so weird? I did take, oh, you know what? Remember yesterday where I said I wasn't going to take a nap? I took a very long nap last night. I forgot about that. Anyway, yeah, I took a long nap last night. So we'll get to last night in a second, but today I am going to, when I get done with this vlog, I'm going to render it. While it's rendering, I'll probably read a little bit more in my Kindle, and then I'm going to go for my walk early, unless for some reason I would get tired or whatever, and then I'll just hang out with Alex and the dogs. Or if it would start raining. I mean, it says no rain in the forecast, but it looks straight up like it's going to just pour down rain. I was kind of worried. So they said, like, when they came out here, I told you guys this originally, but if there's, like, rotting underneath the window, then they would have to, like, seal it up and do something and come back and do it. Well, when I was talking to him today, he was like, no, we have, like, plywood and stuff. Like, we'll do all that. Like, I said, today? He goes, yeah, but it will take us longer. Like, we'll be out here longer. I said, but you don't just seal it up and... He goes, no. He's like, we'll do that today. I was really worried about that. The one guy that came out here, he, like, bounced on he's like, I don't think it's a problem. So anyway, but I am really excited just to rest and relax today and read. It's like a perfect day just to read and watch movies all day long. So I'm really excited to just, like, read a lot today and rest a lot. And you know what? Like, my plan is to film tomorrow, but depending on how I feel tomorrow, we'll see. Tomorrow night, so Alex's last girlfriend is getting married on Valentine's Day. Last girlfriend getting married, thank God. So anyway, he's actually officiating the wedding. I'm really excited about this wedding. This wedding will be really, really fun. And hey, how are you? How are you? Good. This wedding will be really fun. I'm excited about it. So they are going over to one of their girlfriend's house tomorrow night to plan the bachelorette party, which will be in January. So they're going over there to figure that out tomorrow night. So I don't know, like, depending on how tomorrow goes, I'll film videos or I won't. I might just take a long weekend, and I'll still film my vlog, obviously, but I might just take a long weekend and then, I don't know, start it up again on Monday. I didn't finish any TV shows last night. I have TV shows to review, but like War of the Worlds and stuff. I have movies I could review, but I didn't do any of that for today, so I won't be filming on that. I do have, like, drama videos to make and a booktube video to make and stuff like that. So, like, if they would get done early, I could do those videos later. I said that to Alex last night. He's like, are you going to film tomorrow, like, on the front porch or something? I said I could. I said, I'm definitely going to do my vlog. I said, but, I mean, if they're out here all day long, it really isn't that loud. I'm kind of surprised. Maybe taking it out is the easy part. I don't know. But I said, you know, like, I said, probably not. I said, I'll probably just, like, wait till Saturday and stuff. So yesterday, I got done with my vlog. I went walking. Alex he was with his grandma for a while. I'm trying to think of what time he got home. Yeah, and then I came back and I watched, what was last night? Today's Friday. I watched Survivor while I ate, and then I took a shower, and then I laid down, and I took a real long nap. And when I got up, oh no, before I laid down, well, Alex came home anyway. He wasn't super late, but he was there longer than I thought he was. I'm like getting my days mixed up. They had, like, eaten when he first got over there, so he was home. Like, he was hungry, so he heated up some food, and he sat down with me, and he was like, we need to move this stuff. So he told us, like, the table that's to, like, the right of the window we didn't have to move, but, like, the TV and stuff we had to move. So we moved that all last night, and then we did, like, take the curtains down, the curtain rod, and all that kind of stuff. That was real. It took us I felt very butch, moving the TV and the TV cabinet and stuff like that. But anyway, so then Alex is, like, getting the whole corner set up last night. Okay, this is where Walter lost his mind last night. So, Walter, by the way, has discovered his bark, okay? It's real cute, you guys. So, like, you know, like, as dogs get older, like, their bark kind of gets deeper. I kind of forgot this with Boo and Tucker. And, Pee-Pee already barked when I, like, got to meet him because he was 2. But with Boo and Tucker, I kind of forgot that, like, Otis has not learned his bark yet. But Walter is getting it. And so, like, he barks at the dogs now outside. Like, Laura and our other neighbors' dogs, like, when they're outside, because they bark. And so, when they're barking, like, he stands at the window, but his bark is so cute. He's like, arr, arr. Like, he's not really sure of it yet. And it's real cute. But like if he gets nervous or whatever, Walter gets really, really nervous. Okay, so you know we have that big mirror in our living room? Okay. So when I hold him, if I'm sitting on the couch, he can see himself in the mirror. Otis is real intrigued by mirrors. Like we have this like, what do you call it? Like, full-length mirror in the bathroom. Otis will walk right up to it and be like, like he's like, who are you? Kind of thing. Walter's scared of his image. Like he'll walk up to the mirror in the bathroom and he's like, he like backs up. He like gets real nervous. Like I think he truly thinks it's another dog. And so when I hold him in the mirror sometimes, he can like, he'll like see himself and like, if I'm holding him, like I don't even think about it. And all of a sudden I'll see him and he'll like back up like this. Like he can see, he's looking at himself in the mirror and it freaks him out. Well, I don't know if he's gotten bigger or if it was also the ring light. Alex usually doesn't set the ring light up until like Friday mornings, like when he has his meeting, because he keeps it behind the chair. But last night, because he was like, we didn't know like what time they were getting out here and stuff like that, he pulled the chair out, he set the ring light up and all this kind of stuff last night. So the ring light was sitting kind of like in the middle of the room. Well, you know the dogs, like, they're just little puppies. They don't get it, you know? Like, Otis didn't really mind it at all. But the TV's moved way over in front of the fireplace, okay? And the curtains are down, so the whole window was open last night. And so it's not like how they're used to it. Well, Otis didn't seem to mind. Like, Otis, like, I took them out a couple times, and he'd keep on sitting up in the chair next to me. He always seemed to not mind when Walter would mind. At first, I couldn't figure it out. At first, I thought Walter was looking at himself, because he would do that. He would, like, kind of, like, stand up real tall and do this in the mirror. So the chair, like, I sit in my chair, and then the ottoman's here, okay? And then the mirror is to the right of it. Well, Walter kept on, I mean, he would do this every time I put him up on the ottoman. Finally, I just was like, I'm not putting him up on the ottoman anymore, because this is freaking him out. So he would sit on the ottoman, but he would sit like this, and he would, like, look up. And then he would go in, like, I mean, the mirror's 10 feet away, right? And he'd go, arr, arr, arr. And so then I'm like, taking my AirPods out. I'm like, babe, what's going on, honey? And he was like, arr, arr. And so I tried to, like, show him in the mirror a little bit a couple times, and it freaked him out. And so then what he would do, though, is he would jump down, and he would, like, run over to the couch, and he would, like, go up in the couch, like, he thought something was in the mirror. Well, I couldn't figure it out at first. I thought, can he see himself now? And so I'm like literally over on the ottoman, like, here's his head, here's my head. He couldn't see himself. So I'm like, because I thought he was like looking at himself. And he couldn't, because he's not that big, you know. I think they've stopped growing. But I was like, he's not that big, so he can't see himself. So I'm like, what is freaking him out? Like, I couldn't figure it out. And he kept on like looking in the mirror, and he would see this thing, and then he would jump down. I mean, this was constant. He did this all night long. I felt so bad for the little guy. Like, I almost put him into his house early because I was like, this is like stressing him out a little bit. I would like hold him like a baby, and he would let me rock him, but then as soon as I put him down, he'd like go back to the ottoman, and he would sit there real still, and he would just like look at it. Well, I couldn't figure out for the longest time what it was. He would jump down, and then every time he jumped down, Otis would jump down. Otis didn't get what was going on, though. Otis was like, Walter's jumping down, I'm jumping down too. He didn't get why he was jumping down. Then Otis would come back over, and I'd pick up Otis, and Otis would fall back asleep. So, but he would run over to the couch. I mean, the couch is 2 feet away. He would go over to the couch, and then he would put his paws up, and he would like go like this, like he was looking for something. I could not figure it out what it was. Well, finally, I'm like looking in the mirror. You know, I keep the lights off in the living room, and so there's just like, you know, the kitchen that's like this light, and it's like a real low dim light in the kitchen, and then this candle. And I look in the mirror finally, and I'm like, it's the ring light. Like, the ring light's never out that far. And he must think it's like a person standing there or something. Like, he can't figure it out. Because at one point, he started, like, I don't know if he, like, figured it out or not, but he started, like, running back to, like, where the ring light in the chair was. And that's when I kind of, like, because he would, like, run back there, but then he would, like, turn around and he would, like, look. Like, he was trying to figure it out. And it was so cute, you guys, but at the same time, it made me kind of sad because it's just like his little mind couldn't figure it out. And then I would like pick him up and be like, honey, babe, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And he would just be like, he like looked at me like, Dad, I don't understand what's going on. And he would just like, he kept on going to the couch, and I was stressing him out so bad. So anyway, so then he kept on, I was like, oh, it's the ring light. So then I moved that damn ring light, okay? And then, oh my God, everything settled down. Because then he got in I put him up in the chair, and he's like this, and then he's like this. He's like looking, couldn't find the ring light. And then it was so cute because he did that for like probably 4 or 5 minutes. He's like looking in the mirror for the ring light. And then he looked at me and goes, he was like this, he goes, and like, not like exhale, but he was like, and then he just came over and he like rolled next to me and like, it was so sweet. Like, okay, thank you. You got that figured out for me. It doesn't even make any sense to him, but it was so sweet. So last night I knew like I probably wasn't going to be able to film a bunch of videos today. I mean, you can't really hear it out here. See, this is what I was talking about the other day. Like, we can't really hear in each other's condos. I mean, it's got to be so loud inside right now. But, like, I'm on the front porch. I can hardly even hear it, except for just in the distance. So I was like, I knew I wasn't going to film a bunch today. So I was like, well, I'm not going to watch a movie tonight. Plus, I got kind of started late on my TV and stuff like that. Who did I talk? Oh, I talked to Nikki last night. And then I talked to somebody else on the phone. It wasn't Tanya. Who else did I talk to last night on the phone? Anyway, I got kind of started like late watching my shows. So I was like, watch Survivor. Oh, I started watching Amazing Race. I'm so over Amazing Race. Tonight I have Matlock and Elsbeth to watch. Well, I want to get caught up on all my shows this week. And that's the other thing. I want to get caught up on all my shows. Matlock, Amazing Race. That's why I watched Survivor last night. Because I was like, I just need to get caught up on all of my shows. Below Deck, I want to get caught in Mediterranean. I want to get caught up on this weekend. Somebody asked me, they said, did I say in my video that Heather Gay from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City said that she slept with Captain Jason? She said it on the show. This whole rumor has come out about it. It's all over the Bravo, like, gossip sites. But she said it on the show. Like, last week's episode, she said on the show, she's drunk. They go back and they show it, and she says, did I say that? And she's like, you can't air that. She's talking to, I think, Brittany. And she's like, Jason and I go way back. We've known each other forever. We, like, messed around. She says it on the show. Like, anyway. Good for Heather Gay. I think that Captain Jason's good looking. Anyway. Oh my God, do you know who? I am so, like, I was looking up everything about, I'm so into the Avett brothers right now. Like, that's all I feel like that's all I listen to. But the one Avett brother, I was like, the one Avett brother is so good looking. Do you know what I'm talking about? Scott Avett. And I thought they were like, oh, he's like almost my age. He's like 5 years younger than me. I did not realize the Avett brothers were that old. I didn't realize they were my age. Now I feel kind of like younger. I'm like, I could be a rock star. Well, they're not really rock stars, but I could be like, what would you consider them? Folk singers? I always think of a folk singer like Joan Baez out in a field with a guitar, you know? They're not necessarily like Joan Baez either, but like, what would you consider the Avett brothers? I'm sure if I look it up, it'll say, what kind of music is the Avett brothers? I love them so much. Avett brothers. What kind of music are they? Let's see. Rock. It says rock band. But I was looking this guy up, because I was looking up the brothers to see like the age difference between them and stuff like that. And Scott Avett, I was like, something I had watched, hold on a second, recently, it was some live version. I looked, it was from like 2016, it's like 9 years old. He has like, his hair is like all white and gray now. And I was like, you can't really see it in this picture. No, but he's got like, here, let's look up 2025. His wife is really pretty too. Yeah, look at this. I was like, what? Oh. I love their music so much. He's good looking though, isn't he? Anyway, I love his style too. It is getting kind of cold out here. I like these shoes he has on. What are those? They're kind of like Sperry moccasins or something. Now that I'm talking about that, I've got that song in my head. That no hard feelings. Anyway. Hi. Oh, so last night I finished episode 1, season 2 of Karen. Okay, it's like Perry. It's P-I-R-I-E. Oh, the battery just went to the halfway mark. Have I been vlogging that long? It's like Perry. That's how it's pronounced on the show. But it's P-I-R-I-E. So I finished episode 1, episode 2. And I have 55 minutes left. So I watched a half an hour of episode 3. That show is so good. That show is so good. What did I decide I was going to watch next? That somebody messaged me about. It's about the missing kid on Peacock. Everybody keeps on messaging me and telling me to watch this show. It's like 8 parts, and it's all out. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Somebody literally just messaged me on Instagram about it today. Here, I'll look on Instagram. Because I said I'll add it to my list. Amy said, Amy, are you watching right now? Haunted Table Advent Book. These are the kind of DMs I get. I know people think that my DMs are like filled with tea and drama. And I don't care either. I mean, I do get those as well, but Haunted Table Advent book is so much better than the 31st Trick-or-Treaters. Can't wait to see what you pick for Christmas. Oh, girl. Okay, well, thank you, Amy. Okay, well, the battery died, but it's also been like 45 minutes. It's been a long time. It's been like 45 minutes. And I had to actually go back and see what I was talking about right before the camera died. So as soon as the battery, so it was, not the battery died, but it was at the 30-minute mark. It hit the 30-minute mark, and I was reading my comment from Amy about the Haunted Thanksgiving Table book. But anyway, as soon as I went over to reach it, and as soon as I did, I saw that Alex was opening the door. So Alex came out here, and he was like, okay, we need to talk. And I was like, what's going on? So I'm so sad. They're loading up the truck right now because there's complications with the door. There's some serious complications with the door. It's like the fit size of when they took the original measurements. Anyway, it's a fit issue, and then it's like they have to rebuild out the entire, okay, it's just such a mess. There's all these complications with it, which they're going to take care of. But they're like, we have to come back and like rebuild this out before like the sizing of the door will fit. To be honest with you, I don't really understand it because Alex had been like kind of dealing with it and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so what does that mean? And they're like, well, this wasn't what we were planning on doing today. So we like have to come back and do this. So we're going to have to like board it up. And I'm like, okay, well, like how long are we talking? And they're like, well, we have to. So they have to basically, there's like a lot of complications. They have to like basically rebuild the whole thing. Okay, so anyway, I mean, it's not going to be like a month. It's going to be like 2 weeks, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. But so they can't finish the job today. So they're like, we're going to have to just like, kind of like, apparently they put in some, what's it called? He kept on calling it like, now the sun's coming out. Now the sun's coming out. And I could film videos now this afternoon because, they're gonna like board. I was like, how long is it gonna be boarded up? I was like 4 to 6 weeks. They're like, oh no, like we'll be back out here in like a week or 2. So anyway, but they have to like anyway because they have like all these other appointments scheduled. So it's not like they can cancel 5 appointments anyway. So which is fine, but they're gonna like board it up. And so what they put like, I don't know, it's they said foam. I don't know what it means. I'm thinking it doesn't mean like spray foam. So it's like winterproof. He said up to 30 below. Because I was like, it's supposed to be really cold this weekend. He's like, no, you won't feel it in here at all. He's like, it'll be boarded up through the weekend. And he was like, if it wasn't Friday, he was like, if this was like during the week, he was like, we would turn around and come right back out and do it. He's like, so we're going to have to look and see. We might be able to come back out here Monday or Tuesday. He's like, so we were like arranging our schedules and stuff like that. So it could be as early as Monday or Tuesday, or it could be up to 2 weeks. So they're like taking all the stuff and putting it in the trunk. So we have like this huge hole in the window. So they're gonna like board it all up and stuff like that. I said, is it gonna look like an abandoned house? And he was like, no. He was like, not at all. He's like super nice. He was like, not at all. And it's basically just like a fit issue. And so they don't have like all the plywood and stuff to like rebuild it out as like for the fit anyway. So they have to come back and they have to do that, and then they'll do that like the same day that they install the window. But anyway, it'll be fine. So here I was all excited. Now the sun's totally out, as I was like, I like went in and I like, before I started the vlog up again, and I was like, okay, I have no idea. I replaced the battery because I was like, the battery's probably, I think I even saw it go to the halfway mark or something like that. I was like, it's probably close to being dead. So I've replaced the battery in there. But I counted up how long I had been like vlogging for. And I vlogged like just at an hour, because I vlogged for like, I think it was like 22 minutes and then like 8 minutes, and then it like had stopped at 30 minutes. So that's like an hour, right? Okay. So anyway, then I came out here and I was vlogging, and my neighbor came out because she like had backed out, and then she came back home, and she's like, hey, can you help me with these salt bags real quick? Did I tell you guys about, I think I told you about that the other day. So like they get these big bags of salt, but like they need help carrying them to the basement. So she's like, what, you know, like, so what's going on now? I see them carrying stuff out. So I was like, oh my God, we thought we were getting this patio door in today. It was going to be done by like 5, you know. And I was like, but she's like, it's a fit issue, isn't it? And I go, how'd you know? She goes, we had the same problem when we had our 3-season room put in. I said, you did? She goes, I know it's different. It's a 3-season room, not a patio room. She goes, when they came out here and they took the measurements and then they came out here to like fit it, she was like, they had come back out here in like 2 to 3 weeks. I was like, oh, that's what they said to us. And she was like, yeah, it's a fit issue and they have to like build out. And she's like, our contractor had to do it. She's like, do you have to get a contractor? I was like, no, they said they're going to take care of it. So she was, but then when we talked to him later, he was like, if we might have to like consult with it anyway. So it'll be taken care of. It'll be fine. So, she must have driven around that way and gone, oh, I just saw my neighbor, she must have pulled out again. But anyway, so I helped them with the salt bags. So it is 12:10 right now. But I have my vlog done, and I'll be honest with you, now I'm starting to crash a little bit. Now I'm starting to get a little tired. So I was like, well, this is good. I got my vlog done anyway, so this is good, and I'm starting to crash a little bit. Okay, I still didn't find the TV show. So when the vlog ended, I was talking about Amy's comment. So Amy left a comment, or she DM'd me on Instagram, and she said that I bought a haunted Thanksgiving table is much better than the 31st trick-or-treater. I 100% agree with you. Although I don't want to ruin this for you, Amy, if you haven't read today's chapter, but it's very short and not a lot happens. But now I'm real conscious when the sun comes, because you guys can see me in there, and then you can see, like somebody said, oh, his legs are showing. I said something about having shorts on the other day. But anyway, so, okay, but I said this is right before that part of the vlog ended, before it got to the 30-minute mark, I was saying, oh, this is a perfect transition mark. That's what I was trying to end and say. Because Nikki and I were talking last night about how we're going to do the Christmas read-along. So I'd already said this on a vlog, but then I suggested it to her. And I said, I think that what we should do is, we should just like, because Nikki and I are going to read as many Advent calendar books as we can find, we're going to read. So if there's like 8 Christmas Advent calendar books that we can, somebody said the other day, they go, here's a list of all the Advent calendar books. And I looked them up. They're not like, they are Advent calendar books, but they're like every day is like, they're like activities. They're not necessarily like one book that you read a chapter a day. They're like activity books, kind of, you know, like word searches and things like that. That's not the same thing as what I'm talking about. So we're going to read all the Advent calendar books that we can find. So if there's like 8 or 10 of them, we're going to read like 8, or that'll be like, oh my God, that's going to be a lot of chapters. Well, we're going to do it anyway. But then I said, I think you should pick like a Christmas thriller, and I'll pick a Christmas thriller. Mine's real short that I'm picking. She'll probably pick one that's like 200 or 300 pages. And she goes, I think that's a good idea. And she goes, but she said something like, do you think that everybody will read the Advent? I said, no. I said, most people will just probably pick 1 or 2 to read. But we're doing romances, we're doing thrillers, so people can kind of pick whatever they like. And I said, we'll just read all of them. I said, then what I'll do is, the week after Christmas, because they all end on Christmas, right? So the week after Christmas, each day I'll just do a review of one of the Advent calendar books, and also like the 2 thrillers that we pick. and then I'll just like get Nikki's input for it, and like I'll read it on a video, or we'll do like, you know, like a Zoom call or something, and I'll record her part of it or whatever. So that's what we'll do for the reviews for the Christmas book. She's like, I think that's perfect. So she's looking through all of her Christmas books. We're trying to figure out all the advent calendar books that we're going to read, because they're all like coming out right now. They came out like the end of October, beginning of November. Is it going to be sunny today? I know it looks right now like it's going to be super sunny, but it's still cloudy. It's just like the sun came out from behind the cloud. So thank you, Amy, for that wonderful transition. Yeah, I like the Haunted Thanksgiving book too, but I've already talked enough about that today. So did I talk about what shows I watched last night? Yeah, I did. I talked about that. I love that Karen. So I guess it's pronounced Perry. It's P-I-R-I-E. I really, really like it. So each season is a different cold case. Like the first season is 1996, I think. Maybe it's 1986. The second season is 1984, a cold case from 1984. And it's an heiress that she and her son they were kidnapped and they went missing. It's really, really good. He's like, her dad's like an oil tycoon in Scotland. And so she's like kidnapped, and it's like all these years later and they still don't know what happened to her and all this kind of stuff. What I love about it, what I love about all these like British shows is, like these episodes, there's 3 episodes a season. What I love about these shows is that, oh, I was also looking up what that TV show is on Peacock. You know what? Let me just look this up right now. I think it's got Dakota Fanning in it. Hold on a second. Dakota Fanning. New show. I looked at the trailer for it. All Her Fault. That's what it's called. I want to watch that this weekend. All Her Fault. When Marissa Irvine goes to pick up her young son, Milo, from his first play date with a boy at his new school, the woman who answers the door has never seen or heard of Marissa or her son, beginning every parent's worst nightmare. Doesn't that sound so good? I think that sounds so good. So I think I'm going to watch that tonight. That's the show I was looking for. Somebody had recommended it to me. A couple people had. I hadn't looked it up until somebody recommended it to me. Please, if you guys ever DM me shows, I always just tell people, like, I'll add it to my list or I'll check it out, is usually what I say. But I check it out, like, immediately. Like, I screenshot, like, I'll look it up and I screenshot it. And I think I actually screenshot that. And here, I'll show you what I do. All my videos from yesterday that we're uploading. Oh, here's my list. I don't want to put the person's name on here. But this person put their list of all of their Lifetime movie favorites on here. So they've got A Killer Among Friends, Texas Cadet Murder, A Killing Secret, Mother May I Sleep with Danger. That might be my next one I watch. You know what? Like, that's one of Melissa's favorite movies. I've seen the remake that's about vampires, but I don't know that I'm sure I saw the original, but I just don't remember it that well. And I also want to rewatch Death of a Cheerleader. And I know My First Name is Steven. So I'll probably rewatch those. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, what I love about the British shows is, like, I feel like any of, like, the US, like, the Netflix shows, I feel like Apple's are a little bit different than this. I feel like the Apple shows are so well done, and, well, a lot of them are based off of books. The Netflix shows, a lot of them are based off of books, too, I guess. I don't know, there's just something different to me about the Apple shows. The Netflix shows are okay. I just feel like the Netflix shows in the last couple years have just kind of been, like, other than even some of the true crime, it's just kind of subpar. The British shows, what's crazy about it, like, each season of Shetland was 6 episodes. This Karen Perry show is 3 episodes. Each episode's an hour and a half. There's so many characters. There's so many different background stories to each. I mean, there's, like, subplots on subplots on subplots. But it's not, like, what I love about it is, it's not like one of those shows. Like, it develops over time, so you really feel like you're doing the investigation with them. And I will tell you, Happy Valley, Broadchurch, I mean, it's all of them. Happy Valley, Broadchurch, even the Dublin murders, and now Shetland, and now this one, Karen Perry, they all kind of are like this, where they develop over time. It's not like one of those shows where, like, in the last 10 minutes, you find out something that you didn't know before, and it's like, oh, this character they introduced 30 minutes before the show's over did all the murder. It's not like that. It's like let's just say there's, like, 5 to 10. It's not even 5. It's usually, like, 10, because at the end of the show, the murder or something, the mystery, I'm always shocked by it. I'm always like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. But it makes total sense. Like, they wrap it up and it makes total sense. But you don't really see it until like 20 minutes before the episode's over. And then they tie it together so beautifully. And so the writers of British television are just like unbelievable. I mean, they're like psychological thrillers. Well, a lot of them are based on like UK writers, and a lot of like the Swedish and the Norwegian shows are based on those too. A lot of like books, but I feel like the adaptations are done a lot better than some of the US TV shows that are based on books. I'm trying to think of an example. Like, probably one of the best adaptations, I saw that season 2 is coming out in January, which I'm glad, is the Laura Dave book, The Last Thing He Told Me, which the TV show and the book ended conclusively, so I don't know how they're going to do a season 2 with that, but I loved that show. But I thought that show, it's getting kind of warm now with the sun out here. I know that I need my coat. But I loved that book by Laura Dave, first of all. The last one of hers that I read, which was about the dad that's real rich, and then he falls off the cliff and dies, and the daughter's trying to find out the murder. I didn't like that book. I didn't think that was good. But The Last Thing He Told Me I thought was great. There's one called like 800 Grapes or something like that. I have it on Audible. I haven't listened to it yet. But that is it Jennifer Garner that was in it, I think? That was fantastic. I thought that was really well done. But a lot of like adaptations to books, I'm not blown away by them when they're done like U.S. television shows. I'm not blown away by them. And one thing I do not understand, I haven't watched Lazarus yet, but I don't understand why the Harlan Coben books that take place in New Jersey, that he always films them in another country. Does anybody know why that is? Like, is it cheaper to film there or something? Like, I don't understand it. I don't mind it. But I had never read a Harlan Coben novel. And so when I started watching the shows, I thought his books took place in those countries. I didn't realize they all take place, like, in New Jersey and the East Coast. But then he just places them in the movies. Like, the movies are filmed, like, in Spain and stuff like that. I didn't realize that. I have his new book that he wrote with Reese Witherspoon. I haven't listened to it yet, but I have it. I was going to listen to it this month, but I've got so many books to catch up on. What is it called? Hold on a second. Audiobooks. Oh, it's my first one I have on here. Gone Before Goodbye. Yeah, I haven't listened to it. I have so many books I want to listen to this month. And then December is like Christmas books I want to listen to, so I don't know how I'm going to get to all of this. But we'll get to it. So yeah, I'm starting to get a little tired. So the pups have been so good with all of this. They have been so good. I was kind of worried about them a little bit. But they've been really, really good with all of this today. But anyway, the guy was so nice. He could kind of tell I was disappointed. Because he just kind of looked at me and I was like... And he goes, we want to do it correctly. Like, we want, we want you to be really happy with the results. We would rather, like, fix it now than have to come back out here in a year and, like, redo the whole... I said, oh, no. Like, I totally understand that. You know what? Should I go in and read a few comments really quickly? And then we'll tie this up with a neat little bow. Did you guys see that my last 2 vlog titles were songs? Did anybody catch that? So, You Don't Bring Me Flowers, because I was singing that. Which, by the way, I shuffle my iTunes when I'm walking. And it came up on my iTunes again last night. You don't bring me flowers. You don't write me love songs. You don't talk to me anymore when I walk in the door at the end of the day. I remember when you used to say you love me. You used to make me something. Now you do. Well, you taught me to love and you taught me to lie. I love that song. I know all the words when I'm walking. I'm walking down the street and I'm like this. You don't bring me flowers. You don't write me love songs. I sing out loud. Sometimes I do. But anyway, and then yesterday, my vlog title was Let Me Entertain You. Let me entertain you. What should my vlog title be today? I don't know. Working at the car wash. I love that song. But that's kind of more of a summer song, isn't it? Now I'm dancing. Dance with me. Dance with me. That should be my thumbnail. Dance with me. Okay. Let's see. You guys are like, or no. Okay. Oh, people are giving me recommendations of movies. Okay. How do you keep the ferns alive all winter? Asked Renee. Well, I keep them in the bathtub. We have the skylight, so they get light from that. And then I water them once a week. I keep them in, like, these plastic bins that you get, you know, like, that you store stuff in. I keep them in those in the bathtub because our bathtub doesn't work upstairs. Because, like, when it was leaking down, anyway, it broke and they don't fix it. So we don't use our bathtub for anything. So I keep them in the bathtub. That's how I keep them alive all year long. Camille said, you just taught me something about Facebook and I'm 25. Oh, see, I didn't know either, Camille. My cousin Caroline. Somebody said, if I say somebody said, that means that you don't have, like, your name is like plant on the ground 145. Like, I'll just, like, if your name is like Judy 14, then I'll say Judy. But anyway, somebody said, I'm over Amazing Race as well. Give me normal people the opportunity to travel and make some. I agree. And they are normal people because they were on Big Brother. But, like, they've had their chance. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Oh, she also said, okay, now I'm watching the vlogs to see if the boys make an appearance. I'll do it. Well, it's going to be cold this week, some of the days. So I'll probably do a vlog inside and they'll make an appearance then. Robin said, not a generational thing. I'm older than you and would rather text. You need to pick up the phone and call somebody. You better call somebody. Oh, Shorty said today is the day. So I know, I was so excited. Alex said to me, he was real sweet. He goes, would you rather have them do it correctly? And he goes, or just have it done quickly? I go, I know. I just was so ready to just open those doors. I was ready just to open those doors all day long. I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. Oh my God, Monet, she said, I ordered Christmas Eve Love Story on Amazon. See, Monet, we are finally reading a romance together. Okay, good for you, Monet. Stacy said, please watch The Time Traveler's Wife, but don't hate it. I've already watched it years ago. I hated it. It's so I just cannot get into some of them cheesy romantical movies. I just can't. Anyway, what's that other movie that kind of reminds me of that? Do you know what always confuses me? I know when I say this, I'm going to offend one person. I loved the concept of this movie, but the movie so weirded me out by the end of it. When people say that their favorite movie is A Curious Case of Benjamin Button, I don't know why. I feel like I've known quite a few people that when you ask them what their favorite movie is, they said Benjamin Button. I'm like, that's your favorite movie? Like, I don't get that. What? Like, how is that your favorite movie? Like, that makes no sense to me. Oh my God, who is this? I don't have my glasses on. Somebody else said, mind blown. I didn't know that about Facebook. I guess I truly thought, it's kind of like the weirdest weather right now. It's like cloudy and sunny, and it's like going in and out. It's like it's windy, but it's kind of like warm, and then it's a cool rush of air. It's like so weird right now. I thought I truly would be and don't call me truly round, I thought I would truly be the only one that knew that about the Facebook. Why am I trying to squint here? Why don't I just put on my reading glasses? Somebody said, thank you for helping me fall asleep at 1 o'clock this morning. Aww. No movie recommendation from me. I get all mine from... Aw, I love that. Okay. Terry. Hey, Terry. She said, I love seeing the boys at the door. They are super cute. They get so excited to see you, too. That's why they wag their tails. Wiggle tails and wiggle toes. Ash. Hey, Ash. She said, Peter, I feel you on the Facebook showing different movies and stuff that were from forever ago. My mom will always text and ask me if a new movie or show... It is such a scam on the Facebook, and I'm so over it. And everybody in the comment section knows. Well, this is the thing that pisses me off about it, which I could just go to my friends and do that. But it's these groups that I don't even follow. I don't even know who the people are. And I'm like, then it comes up, and then I'm like, oh, a new show came out. It's like this too. This new true crime documentary on Netflix just came out. It's a must watch. I'm like, what is it? And then they don't list the title of it. And then there's 252 comments on there. And you're like, what's the title? And people are in the comments are like, what's the title? And if somebody says it, they delete what the title is. I'm like, oh, just so you can get people to follow your Facebook account? Who's making money off them Facebook accounts? Anybody? Like, what's the point? Somebody said, Peter, I'm the exact same as you when it comes to my phone. When my sister starts texting me after the third in a row, I just call her LOL. I hate texting. I don't necessarily... Oh, there's chocolate beer. She got her AirPods in. Shannon, I'm looking over here. Chocolate beer lady. Is it chocolate beer? Peanut butter beer. What did she like? I can't remember. Alana said, I absolutely love the Miss Felicia rope. I did too. I love she always was pulling something out of there. Cheese sticks and apples and all kinds of things. Laura said, all the puppies, just love them. Anna said, I 100% agree about Matlock. I love last season, but I'm struggling getting through this season. The show is so fantastic that I feel like they're ruining this season. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, she's got all these Emmy nominations and stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you're ruining it. Oh, everybody is so... Have I ever watched... Landroy asked me, oh my God, the pups. Have you ever watched Scandal? I'm sure I've asked you. Yeah, I watched like 1 or 2 seasons of Scandal. And I liked it, but I stopped watching it. Alex watched it all the way through. Here are some of the shows that I started watching, but I never finished. Scandal. Jane the Virgin, I watched like the first... I don't know, if there was 8 seasons, I watched 6. I didn't watch like the last 2 seasons of it. I love Jane the Virgin, though. It's like 1 season takes me out. This is why, like, with Matlock, I'm like, I just gotta push it through, because maybe I'll end up liking it. If I make it to the end of the season, it gets renewed, and I feel like I do right now, I'm not watching next season. I can just tell you that right now. Scandal. What was the one that was the brother from Gossip Girl? It was a spinoff, Revenge. Alex has watched all these shows all the way through. I watched like 2 seasons of Revenge. I actually liked that show. What was the one that I really, really liked? And I watched like 5 seasons of it, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Where she was a professor, law professor, how to get away with murder. I liked that one. It just went crazy. At some point, I was like, I cannot do this anymore. This is too much. There's a couple shows I've watched like that, where I'm just kind of like, I can't do this anymore. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of there with Yellow Jackets. If I didn't know that next season was the last season, people are like, this 3rd season is so good. I'm like, but do we find out anything? Somebody was like, will they get out of the woods? I'm like, they've been getting out of the woods for 3 years. Like, is something happened? Like, do we find out anything? Do we find out what the voodoo of the woods is? Like, I'm over it. I'm over that show. No, for real though, I'm over it. Like... I think I'm going to use the title that somebody gave me that says today is the day. Because it was supposed to be, but today is not the day. Today is not the day. Today, that's going to be the title right there. Today is not the day. I'm looking right now at the old patio door just leaning up against this truck out here. Can you just put it back in? It'll be so nice. Oh, you know what? This will give us time to get curtains. See, you got to find a positive in everything, right? You got to find a positive in everything. Okay. Everybody's telling me to put up a fake fern out here for the little bird. She ain't got to go in no fake fern, okay? I'm not putting no fake fern up here. This is not going to happen. I'm not putting no fake fern up in there. She can find... Listen, there's 9 million trees in this neighborhood. She got bushes. She got woods out back. She can find a place that does not need to be on my front porch, okay? Lori said, I saw Bustelo. I got in my head last night. I was laying in bed and I thought, am I pronouncing Bustelo wrong? Is it Bustelo? Like, what is it? Am I wrong? I need to look it up. But you know, like when you look up like those videos where it'll pronounce somebody's last name or whatever, they're wrong half the time too. It'll be like Bastula. And it's like, it's wrong though how they say it. You know, it's like Peter Monn and it'll say Peter Moon. It's like, my name is not Moon. I have had so many people call me Peter Moon through the years. Ari said, I would watch you watch paint dry. You are so sweet. I love that name, by the way, Ari. Everybody's like, hi, the boys. Elaine said, Love and Death with Elizabeth Olsen, since there are 2 called this. True story, my favorite. Is that I watched that one. Is that about that crazy lady that killed her friend? That was good. That was the better version of that. Okay, Lisa asked me, have you seen High Tension? I have seen High Tension. High Tension is based on a book. I feel like it's a Dean Koontz book, if it's what I'm thinking about. Is High Tension like originally in French? I watched it years ago. The book was unbelievable. I remember it was like people sneaking up in somebody's house and killing a bunch of people. Movie. Is it based on... Yeah, a beautiful young French woman. What's the book it's based on, though? Source material. Dean Koontz novel Intensity. That novel was so good. It was. Oh, I should listen to that again. That was so good. I watched that years ago. This is so interesting. That I'm somebody that honestly, like a lot of times the movie's better than the book. But that movie was. I remember it being in French. I remember I remember that movie kind of. But that book was so good. Wolf Creek I watched a long time ago, and Turistas I've seen all three of those, but it's been a long time since I've seen them. I'll tell you another book I loved, but the movie was horrible, was The Mist. Not The Mist. Where it takes place in Mexico. I have it right inside. I can see it on my bookshelf. The book was so good. No, The Mist is Stephen King. I watched the movie. I also listened to the audiobook of that on tape years ago. What's that? It's the people go into that. What's the book? I think it's by the guy that wrote A Simple Plan. How do I remember this stuff? I don't know. Simple Plan book. Maybe not. Scott Smith. What other books did he read? If it's not... The Ruins. I was right. How did I ever remember that he wrote that? So, The Ruins. That book was so good. The movie was horrible. The movie was so bad, but the book was so good. There were so many Lisas that watched the vlog. Who knew? Another Lisa said, that bird is going to be bitter like your coffee. She is bitter. She hasn't been around here today. Has she? Was she around here earlier? I think she flew up there earlier, didn't she? Or was that yesterday? Christine recommended Igby Goes Down with Kieran Culkin. I feel like I watched part of that and I couldn't get into it a long time ago. Christine also said, I got into my mom's copy of Helter Skelter when I was 11 years old and read it all. Man, it messed me up. So Tanya read it when she was younger too, I think. I think she was like in junior high or something when she read it. And she said that's why Tanya still... Was that when she read it? The camera stopped. Am I really like at an hour and a half already? Who knew? Anyway, I think it was Tanya that told me that... I think it was Tanya that told me she read that when she was like in middle school or something. It terrified her. What did somebody reply to this? Lori said, I think reading it was an assignment in my civil liberties class. Do you know what's so funny is that when we were growing up, all these books that we was required reading are now banned books. Don't you think that that's so bizarre? Like all these books that were required reading when I was growing up, like Lord of the Flies. We had to read that like in 6th grade, and To Kill a Mockingbird. All these books that were required reading are now banned books in our country. Like, we were forced to read those books. I loved both of those books. I mean, obviously, To Kill a Mockingbird is my favorite book. I thought Lord of the Flies was a great book, too. But I think I'm trying to think of what else. I think it's so interesting, all these books now, that we were forced to read. I can see my copy of Lord of the Flies. It was green. Okay. Oh my God, Lisa said, you just rocked my world. I had no idea about the Friends thing on Facebook. Tell me, Dawn Marie. Dawn Marie! Hey, Dawn Marie. I love that name. She said, I would be a country music singer if my name was Dawn Marie. All day, every day, I'd be a country music singer. I can just see it now. Dawn Marie and Tanya Tucker. Dawn Marie singing Delta Dawn. The bird is going to come back and be like, damn it, Janet. I knew talking about that bird I was going to get all the comments. I can just see it now. Peter is so mean to birds. Hell, I got 14 bird feeders, bird baths. I got 4,000 bags of bird feed to feed these birds all through winter. They're treated better than most people's kids. Marissa said my fiance will watch when you do the gross reviews. People love the gross reviews. Oh, she said my mom watches your videos now. Not all the time, but sometimes. Better tell your mom, Marissa, to get on it. Oh, Nicole said, I bet that lady is carrying the walking stick in case she's attacked by a person or animal. People do that around my neighborhood. Maybe. I mean, she did live in the villages in Florida, so maybe, but I don't know. Like, it was kind of like it was the middle of the day. It was earlier. It wasn't like 8 o'clock at night in the dark. I mean, she was walking around the light, wasn't she? I don't know, maybe that is why, but there's not like a lot of wild animals that run around the neighborhood during the day, or a lot of attackers out here, but that could be why. Somebody asked me, can you say what time you stop eating? I'm struggling with night eating. Okay, when I started, I originally tried to be done by like 8. Late, like I would say a month or two, and it was like 8:30. Now I'm like good if it's 9, if I don't eat after 9. The part of it is because I stay up so late at night. So when I first started, I tried to, I read it online. A lot of people stopped eating, like, if that stayed up late, stopped eating at 8. It's whatever really works for your schedule. I just think that once you get there, I will tell you, now that I'm there, it's a lot easier to do. I don't struggle with it as much. I will say last night, I might have had 2 Little Debbie Christmas trees at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I sat in a chair and I was like, don't do it, don't do it. And I was like, F it, I'm doing it. I mean, every once in a while you gotta allow yourself Little Debbie. But see, this is why I cannot have that stuff in the house. I cannot have it in the house. Like I review this stuff and I tell Alex, I'm like, get it out of here. Get it out of here. Well, you know what I found out? That the box in the pantry had like spilled open, and 2 of them trees were still in there, just sitting there on the pantry shelf. Like, just wait, 2 of them. Of course I couldn't just eat one. I'd take both of them Christmas trees. Oh my God. They were so good though. They were so good. Oh my God, Kristen said, oh Peter, we must be on the same wavelength. I just registered the Carpenter's hits. We've only just begun to live. And that is the end of the vlog. That's gonna be my vlog title today. We've only just begun. Should that be my thumbnail? Do y'all like the morning vlogs? I feel like you've spent the better part of the morning with me. I started this early and now we have gone in. It's now early afternoon. Okay. So I'm getting off here now. I'll probably, like, I'll start rendering this, and I'll be like, I'm just going to lay down for a second. I'll wake up, and it'll be 6:30. I'll be like, maybe I'll film some videos. No, I don't think I'm going to film no videos today. I'm still, even though they're not going to fix this today, now to give me reason, when they come back out here, will be another reason not to be able to film videos for that day and just read. You know what I mean? See, I need excuses to not, here's somebody running. That's telling me I need to get out there on my walk. But I need days to just take and not do a whole lot. So, I don't know. I think Alex is just going to be, he's been working all morning, so if he, I thought he just had his meeting, but he just kept on sitting there at the computer or working all morning. I was like, what are you doing? He's like, working. I was like, oh, okay. Listen, Linda. I don't know. We'll just play it by ear. I mean, they still got to, like, board all that up and do that. So, anyway, they might be out here for a little while longer. I don't think so, though. Today is not the day. Do you know what's interesting, though? Like, it's interesting because, like, 5 years ago, this is something I would have been like, oh, my God, and the patio door. Now they have to refit it, and they have to have their contractor come out here and do all this kind of stuff. I would have been so pissed about it. And today I'm just kind of like, it is what it is. I mean, I was disappointed when he told me. The guy was so nice about it. He's like, this is the part of my job that I do not like. And I was like, what? But, you know, if that's the worst thing that happens to me in a day, then it's a pretty good life, right? You know? So, but it's funny because, like, those things are things that just would have, like, driven me. The things that drove me crazy even 6 months ago are not the things. I don't allow myself to, like, ruminate and get, like, consumed with that stuff anymore, you know? It's out of my control. I can't control it, you know? Let it be, right? Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. This is a little bit of a longer vlog today. Did you guys like that? All right, well, since I'm not filming on my other channels, I don't think. Now watch, I'll end up turning around and filming 5 videos on my other channels. But since I don't think I'm planning on that. But anyway, we'll see how the day goes. But I do think I'm going to probably film some tomorrow. Just kind of play it by ear. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a little longer vlog since I'm not filming on my other channels. So I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday, a fantastic beginning to your weekend. I know this was kind of cut up a little bit, so anyway, I hope you guys are having a fantastic beginning of your weekend. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. Oh, by the way, Troy's birthday was yesterday. I saw it in the comment section. Troy has followed for such a long time, and he has been such a supporter of this vlog, and is always, every single day, leaving positive comments over here, positive comments in the Vloggerinas group. He uplifts a lot of people, and is a positive light in a lot of people's lives, including my own, and I am so grateful for Troy. He has been so supportive of me through the years, and has watched through the years, and Troy, I just want to say a very, very happy birthday to you, and if you guys could extend some love to Troy for his birthday yesterday, that would mean a lot to me. So happy birthday, Troy. I hope you had a great day yesterday. And to anybody else whose birthday it is, happy birthday this weekend. I hope you have a great birthday weekend. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.